Okay, now is a second phase of my presentation. This second phase, I would like to introduce to the policy of maritime energy transitions. Now, to the paradigm of marine fuel oil has changed in the history of the industrial revolutions. And, to the world first steam turbine ship is 1894. At the time to the industrial revolution of the ages. And so at the time, and so turbine ship use the coal, the energy, the solid fuel. And so, and after to the coal energy until 1912, remember 1912 at the time to the Solas adopted, and the Titanic is having accidents at the time. After to the 1912, and so the very famous the diesel, and so the diesel is found to the oil, a liquid fuel at the time. And so the Scandinavian country, is Denmark, and diesel is man. Diesel is to the very famous, and so the almost over the 100 years, liquid until now. Also to the is used is liquid is oil, liquid energy, and so. And technological development and environmental regulations was focused on how to liquid. And so, MAPOL NX6 is oil pollutions, is focused on the maximize to the explosions of in the cylinder, the diesel engines. And so those 2-stroke and 4-stroke, and so is very cycling is very useful, to the many the engine maker, to the MAN, BMW, and so the kind of the and Schulder engine is very famous until now, and so change it to the from a liquid is in. Over the 2015, we needed to the phase out of the fuel oil and so coal oil to target is the energy saving, and then the to protection the air to get from the greenhouse gas cut. And so now is more useful the energy gases. Gases fuel, to the liquid natural gas, liquid petroleum gas, and hydrogen, ammonia, and the kind of the gases is popular more and more, is many, and so to the shipping industry has to require to the eco-friendly is energy, eco-friendly, and so to the many, the shipping industry and cargo industry also a requirement of the contract is transportation. And so, and to the conversion of fossil fuel from coal to the petroleum fuel, to the transfer of fuel tank, flexible ship design, speed and distance. And so now, we are to the entering the era of decarbonizations. Decarbonization is the challenge and trend to get the 40% of IMO. Korea also announced to the declaration and carbon neutrality in 2050. And so the European country, most of European countries declared to the carbon neutrality in 2040. Maybe I think it's more 2035, and 2030 is very close to the carbon neutrality. Take into consideration is technology of the fuel oil, alternative fuel oil. And so the China, and so the developing states, and that the countries declared to their carbon neutrality in 2060 or so. Maybe anyway is now is a paradigm shift from the liquid, which is coal, a solid liquid, and then to the LNG, hydrogen gases is important too. And then we can see the Korea situation. Also, Korea, fuel exporting country, and so in particular, we are a lot of the export from the Indonesia or European country, the Arab Emirates or Saudi Arabia is oil, and in particular is LNG from the Indonesia, and the natural gas basis liquid petroleum gas is many the all houses, all our Korea is house by house is used liquid petroleum gas. However, is liquid natural gas is for using at the car, mobile, or the industry. Still, and so crude oil a very big position of our energy, the consumption in Republic of Korea. Anyway, it's more and more changed from the crude oil, and so to the LNG and LPG, natural gas basis. And so our Korea also to the many take into considerations how to make the LNG bunkering, LNG technology, supply technology, and then to the energy saving device how to make it. It the kind of the industry and the equipment industry is taking into considerations to the effectively to the installations for ship. Anyway, to the policy, maritime energy transitions. And so the Korea, the Japan, and China, even European country, and the United States America, and so the company is required to the eco-friendly transportations. And so is related to the transportation fee. So I think is also to the maritime decarbonizations. What is the key driver? What is the key? And so to the one is a regulation and policy. Another one is access to capital. The final is the value chain requirement. How to make her to the value chain is related to the logistics, and the eco-friendly logistic is very powerful in the competition and at the industry. And so many the country is focused on the how to make a regional regulator and finance and charter the push for the faster progress on decarbonizations. Even if the company is not to the transportation, the work and transportations company. However, that company have required on duty to use to the eco-friendly ships. That is the trends, to the decarbonizations. Nowadays, very popular the concept of ESG, environmental, and then ESG concept. Also, many the company, many the advanced to the technology, the management company nowadays is very popular policy is ESG, environment. And so to the how to respond to the installation, how to make her to the revolutionary infrastructure of company. And so the environment is first one priority policy of our Korea is a big, the mega and giga or company is ESG is philosophy of their company is to the policy. ESG, E is environment. And so, to the LNG and LPG and hydrogen. And so is more and more ordered by the European country, to the Muslim and made the contract is methanol, the ships, even 12 ships contract. And so the development of the gases, fuel, oil, even to the ammonia engine, two-stroke, is now the testing, and then to the making to the rules and regulation to give a certificate to the ships. LNG also in need to the more high technology and high the installation operating technology, and so is made the harmonizations, and so the capacity needed to the capacity building for seafarer. And then the LPG is the tailor-made is ships, and so the LPG ship in case is have to consider to the amount of the cargo, and then in the future. And so when this LPG ships is made constructing at the shipyard, and so that the ship owner have to consider to the amount of the cargo LPG. And so is a very big size LPG ships is not useful and the efficiency. And so to the medium size or which is considering of the cargo amount and is more the appropriate for the LPG construction and others. However, to the hydrogen is very popular in Republic of Korea, and many the researchers declared to the LNG ships, LNG now to the hydrogen car is already is on the road. We can easily see to the hydrogen fuel oil mobile. However, the problem is to the prices. Problem is economic, the effectiveness. And so, to the very big expensive for making her to the green, the hydrogen. And so the problem is many countries technology have to the apply to when this kind of the hydrogen vessel is to the constructing in the futures. And so we are come together technology installation of the hydrogen ships. And so the last station and most of the experts is considering is ship to the fuel oil is electricity. And of course to the period of the midterm and the hybrid engine. And then the finalizations is a real target. We see the electric the ships. However, problem is the price of electricity, and so is to make the electricity is needed energy consumptions, and so how to make her to the expensive, how to make her to the cheap, the electricity engine. Electricity can supply is very cheaply And so there is a problem, there is a key of the future's electricity, electric engine. And then anyway, the Korea also many the energy ship the owned country, and so have to the reconstruction and supply and the energy. And so the terminal and port of energy fueled ships it can use to the anytime to the possible for bunkering. And so energy bunkering for energy fueled ship container ship is not easy to the conversion and the constructing to the energy supply tanker on the basis of the rent. So many the ports and many countries, many terminal is considering about to the ship to ship bunkering, and so we have to make the bunkering ships for energy supply. Another one is to the AMP, and so from land based supply energy, and so this is very useful for of course to the at the first stage is very expensive to make a structure, make a basis, and from the conventional port to the AMP port, and so there is no the emission from ships at birth, and so if the AMP is needed or was carried out, and so anyway to the many Korea, the Republic of Korea is considering and then to make her to the AMP facility and step by step. And so another one is energy transition and ammonia. To the ammonia is in the objectively in comparison with between the hydrogen and the ammonia is very the pressure to the efficiency is very useful the ammonia. However, is to the no ammonia is the hydrogen is very the under the to the grade, to the liquid hydrogen, LH2 is under 253 centigrade. However, is ammonia is liquid under 33 centigrade. It's very useful to the transportations to the instruments. Ammonia is very useful in comparison with the hydrogens. However, is anyway to the finalization we have to take into consideration is transport, energy carrier, and the finalizations what and how the can supply to the continuously to the ships, the hydrogen or ammonia, we are taking into considerations to in the future's alternative fuel oil. And neutralization is hydrogen, dehydrogenations in the fuel cell, power generation, and the fuel cell vehicle. And so direct use as a fuel and direct combustion gas turbine, fuel cell, and furnace. Anyway, to the one of the solutions is apart from the price of the greenhouse gas cut, and so is one of the alternative. One of the solution is hydrogen, alternative fuel oil, of natural the petroleum gas and coal, and then the ammonia also to the very useful the renewable energy. Okay, this is to the what is very useful. What is the priorities in considering to the timeline, and so to the ammonia, to the 2024 is first demonstration project is going, And then the 2030, to the ammonia is used, is commercial application 2030, to the green, the color. And then hydrogens is difficult. However, is first demonstration project is going on 2021, and then 2030 is very long time, to the almost 10 years is to the demonstration project is going. And the methanol is to the 2021, is 2022 3, maybe 2004 is completely is changed to from yellow to the green color. And so 2023 maybe is can use is to the commercial application. That is why the Maersk Line is ordered already is 12 methanol the engine ships. And the fuel cell, to the 2030, and maybe long time, 10 years, almost 10 years, is demonstration project is going. And so anyway, to the key issue is after 2030, 2035 is continuously supply what the energy, ammonia, hydrogen, methanol, the sustainable use after 2035 is a key point. And then, to the analysis of the very low sulfur fuel oil and LNG, LPG, methanol, and biofuel, hydrogen, and ammonia is we can see to the nowadays, the now is in 2022 is availability, is infrastructure and strategy, maturity of technology and energy density, and the price is very, very important. And then is to the green color, is green credential is very poor. However, is LNG and LPG availability is good. Infrastructure storage is almost yellow color. Maturity of technology and energy density and price and is neutral. And then the biofuel, hydrogens is availability, infrastructure, storage, and energy density. Prices is red color nowadays. Ammonia also availability is to the maturity of technology is red color. Green credential anyway, biofuel, hydrogen, ammonia is green in 2022 base. And then 2035 basis possible pictures is estimated by the DMV, and so is still is credential green credential is very low sulfur fuel oil is red color, and then changes to the ammonia is green, and anyway to the hydrogen biofuel oil availability is change color is to the neutral, is hydrogen also infrastructure and energy density and prices is red color. We have to take considerations to the hydrogen is difficult to in terms of energy density and prices in infrastructure and storage. And so we are nowadays to 2004 first engine delivery to yard. Two-stroke ammonia engine developed schedule. This is the source of the wing, GD. Ammonia engines to the combustion of fundamental is the starting point 2022. And so at least we can see the system development in 2025. At the time the fuel engine system and demonstration was done. It will be done at the time 2025. And so, to the engine concept research and development in 2022, engine combustion and emission, full-scale engine test, and the first engine delivery to yard in 2024 two-stroke ammonia engine development schedule. And so MAN and BMW, MAN engine is the development schedule, the provisional schedule. And then is existing, an interesting thing is 2020, 2021, and 2022. And so to the LNG, almost to 2020 basis is 3%. However, is 2022, just only it takes to 2 years, its LNG is 12%. And so is changed to the eco-friendly ships. And then, and so in terms of the metric ton, and so LNG 10%, 2020. However, is LNG 23%. It's a very big, sharply increase. We can see this graph. And so is interesting is methanol is in terms of the metric ton is methanol 1%, is methanol and 6% 2022. This graph shows to the shipping company what kind of the alternative fuel oil in the futures have the choice, methanol or LNGs, is taken into consideration supply. And so sharply conventional fuel oil, 2020, 76%. And so 2022, conventional fuel 48%, sharply decrease. We can see this to the material. And then assessment economic potential of fuel strategy, to the MF ammonia ready. Nowadays, LNG ready, ammonia ready, the kind of ship is as of eco-friendly ships from the shipyard in Korea, shipyard. And so, to the from the source DMVGL also this year, the April 2022, and CAPEX, fuel X OPEX, you can see. And so anyway, you can see to the DF LNG and blue color, a red color, MF ammonia ready is 46,000 USD per day. More the chips, as in comparison with the is MF and the DF LNG, the DF LNG ammonia ready. And so you can see this graph. Anyway, is most the transportation company and to the cargo company, and so is required to the whole the cycle from the energy. That is why we call to the life cycle of zero and low carbon marine fuel. And so the previous times we considering to from the tank before after bunkering, and then ships to wake and exhausted gas, the final reglementations. However, now to the from the well to wake, well to tank, and so is a well is a whole life cycle is considering, to the well to tank. The cultivating is a starting point. We have to take into consideration processing and refining, transport and distributions, and the fuel bunkering. And so whole the processing of life cycle is a well to wake. That is considering maybe the IMO is a well to awake guideline is made it in the future. And then so is we are also to the ammonia and energy transitions is the starting point. We have to know to the well, to the cultivating, to after propulsions, after finishes to the expulsion system. And so this is a very interesting to the picture, and so very clear is the starting point is cultivating the primary energy production, cultivating and harvest, collection. This is a starting point. We can see, and then is a finalization as after to the combustions engine in the funnel is the finalization. We can see this kind of the life cycle of marine fuel oil. Yes, this is the second stage that I introduced to the in the future to the policy and trend of maritime energy, demand and energy transitions. The keyword is to the cultivation. The keyword is after propulsions. Now I am come back to the third stages, the finalization of my presentation. I would like to introduce to the Korea policy and act and solution, national action plan, the case study. I will the third the stages. I will come back